Hello. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our panel on threats and opportunities in immigration. So my name is Zain Ali. I'm the CEO of Centuro Global, where we offer immigration, legal, and tax services powered by AI. And I am delighted to be joined today by some of the best in the business. And we've run a number of surveys where we've been asking people their thoughts on AI and are they using it and how do they feel about it. And I was a little bit surprised because, most people seem to be excited by it, but there is a significant proportion of people who fear it in two different ways. So one of them is they're scared of it and they think it's going to replace their jobs or, cause major disruption. And the second kind of key response that we saw was people are scared of it and think because it's scary, we're going to keep well away from it. We don't need it. We don't want to get involved in it. And I think both of those are pretty much negative. It's kind of a threat. It's a risk. I mean, if you guys were in the opening talk yesterday that Francis was giving, it's a case of it's inevitable that AI is going to be massively impactful. So we need to be working together to see how can we leverage it to use it as a tool to improve service.
Like just going to all these panels and you hear AI, and I go to all these law and tech panels. But I think what you have to do is think about it as it's going to change the way you work, change the way that your clients, you're able to provide services. So I really do think it is revolutionary. And we have to join that revolution. Another bingo over there, and another bingo over there.
Two bingos here. Fun.
Yeah.
Bingo in the middle as well.
And I come from, the internet wasn't around when I first started my practice. I was using, I had to use a wheel-writer typewriter. I'm dating myself, I had to use a fax machine. We had like duplicating, like you had to put like the different colors and stuff when we were preparing the paperwork. And I still remember when, the internet, like what's the internet, right? And so as you think about AI, that's what we thought of the internet when it first came out, right? And so you just have to think about it like change, revolutionary.
AI has been there as automation, but AI is just a fancy word that we're using nowadays to explain, because it's been over the past 10 years going, the machine capacity is like 10x time, tenfold every year. So we had the classification revolution where your phone now can identify a picture of can read your email as well, can translate, and can identify a picture. That's the revolution. Now since November 2022, we had the ChatGPT, where generative revolution of AI, where not only the machine will generate new content or new image or new text or translate or write you something that you were looking for. Now that we're over the next 5 years, or like 5 or 10 years, you're looking at what we call artificial capable intelligence, where the machine not only will generate stuff, but will do things on different time horizon. So it will be able to talk to other AI systems. But this will take time because it's still new. We need the government, which is going to take a lot of time for certain jurisdiction to be there. But eventually, everybody slowly, when the technology, because now we're all testing, and as I think Conley, you were the one who's mentioning, you don't want to be the first adapter, you want to be the second, but you don't want to be the last one because you're going to miss the train of the technology. Because yes, there are threats. There's privacy issue, there's data protection, job security, but we will change.
The Dutch authorities are very tech aware. So 12, 13 years ago, they opened up the whole system for online applications, and they made this process very, very simplified, that you just uploaded the passport and you entered a signature of the employer, and then they would approve your applications in 2 to 3 weeks. So as immigration lawyers, you'd be like, we will be all going to lose our job, because if the clients can do this themselves, why would they need us? And then they obviously, we found an opportunity because the application process became automated and simplified, but then they attached the rights and duties of a recognized sponsorship. The employer needed now to have lists, a checklist, and everything available, asking a lot of questions when they would do an inspection. So our advisory work may even, or instead of just finding simple application, we now started to give audits to clients. So as this threat became for our firm extra work in providing trainings to clients, in appointing them to be instructors on the right and duties as employers. So yeah, we turned it into something positive, I believe, and I think also coming to your point. So we will use it. It will be more automatic. I think for the future, we may simply need to train our staff to use it even more efficiently. So that would be my point.
Yeah.
And I think the word I always use is yet. I haven't learned it yet, right? And I think when you have that attitude with your team, with your clients, and you understand that it is change management is hard. Changing your toothpaste brand is hard, right? Like changing anything is hard. And so you have to manage that change, and you have to be supportive, and you have to understand that there will be user error, right? And how do you mitigate the user error? And I'll just give you some examples of what we've done at WR Immigration. So when I came in 5 years ago, we had our own platform that we built on Salesforce. And I saw that there was a lot of, processing mail. We get hundreds of pieces of mail every week. And so we created a bot named Rosie. And Rosie, our bot, is the most wonderful team member ever. She doesn't complain, she just does her work. And so what she does is every single piece of mail is scanned to Rosie. Rosie reads it, and then Rosie sends an email to the client, the Foreign National, letting them know. We get the mail at 4. By 6 p.m., Rosie's already sent the email. We tell them, please log into your portal. Your receipt notice is there, and it's minimized the number of questions that the global mobility managers always have to ask, or getting asked, right? They always come to their desk and ask. And I think that when you start thinking about that, we saved 8 hours of time of one of our mail clerks, and we actually shifted their role to more of a client-facing service role. And so when you think of AI, don't be afraid of it, okay? It's simply automation. The mundane tasks that you normally have someone do, let's have the bots do it, right? And let's focus on the people. And another example is compliance. So for the Department of Labor, bingo word, by the way, Department of Labor, we have to post notices to let them know that we're sponsoring US workers. And what we did was, you're allowed to do an electronic posting. We actually created a widget where we actually could post it on our client's internet. And as long as we meet all the safety protocols and stuff, we post it, we take it down, we manage the files, we do everything. And so I remember telling one of the global mobility managers what we do and what we offer, and she almost started to cry because she was spending so much time doing a lot of this type of work. The other bot I want to talk about is our bot, Ray. And so as Immigration Counsel, we got a lot of requests for assessments, and it's always fast. I need it now. I need to know whether we should hire this person. And we built in a little bit of AI into Ray. And what Ray does is Ray will ask questions. What country are they from? Have they held an H-1B visa before? And it'll do a quick analysis. From Mexico, can qualify for a TN and also an H-1B. But the attorney is still behind the scenes doing the full analysis, right? But when people want quick answers, and we can have the bot do it, then we do that. And I think when you think about AI automation, you're not going to be replaced by AI. Come on, we have soft skills. We're charming. We have all these things that we do that a bot can't do. And I think you should really look at it as, how can I enhance the way I work and really save time so that I can go home to my kids at 5 o'clock or watch, my kids' sporting event.
To have a better, I think it's the challenge is, as I said, the data security and privacy, and having a trusted, centralized, or an API system that we can talk, different systems can talk to each other and share documents securely. That would be a solution. But again, with immigration is very sensitive as well, the data. And even ourselves, we had to sign, and I mentioned it at another panel, we had to sign that we're not going to use any AI technology while processing cases to our client. So because the client are still scared, not really comfortable, not scared, let's say not really comfortable with the technology, and it's still new, but things will change, definitely we will have a solution. You're trying with Centura, you're working on a solution for that. So it's something that, there's an opportunity, as I said, if there's a challenge, there's opportunity there.
Yeah, the point on clients is interesting because we're seeing quite a divide in how they view AI in particular. So, first you've given that example where a client said, we don't want you to use AI in any of our cases. You've got to agree to that. But then there are a lot of other clients I've spoken to. I say clients, companies I've spoken to. So I've spoken to Unilever. Who else was there? There's quite a few that, bingo, we've got another bingo, Kunle
right
at the
here
front.
up in the front.
And they've all said that they expect all of their providers to use AI now because in most companies, people are using AI on a daily basis. They're using it for efficiency, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's a note taker like Fireflies. And those efficiencies come with, some of the discussion has been around should we get cheaper fees based on that. But we don't have time to go into that today. But there's a whole debate around that.